I've been approaching dating the wrong way, and now I'm relearning and processing, and I'm still in my single era. I want to share this with you. Now, before we get into what I'm doing right now as a believer, as a Christian man, and trying to find a godly woman, I was of the world trying to find my right girl. I mean, I've dated 3 to 4 girls in my lifetime, and they weren't successful. They haven't lasted. I mean, my longest relationship was about a year and didn't last. And I even dated a Christian girl, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But when I was in the world, I try to build social status. I try to get my bread up. I try to showcase that I'm that guy. I'm the guy that can provide. I got the social status. Everyone knows me. You know, if you look at my Instagram, I'm suited up. I'm looking good. And there's image that plays into it, right? There's nothing wrong with wearing a suit. There's nothing wrong with looking good. There's nothing wrong with having the perception that you're that guy. And when you wear these outfits, you should be that guy. You should be a godly man. You should still be a man that wears a suit, looks good, has a fly Instagram, and is a godly man. And I would use this, though, to attract women. I try to use this to attract social status. I try to do this to attract, just boost my ego up instead of to glorify God, to make God the center of my life. And I believe God was pruning me of my ego, of the world, and the way that I thought and how I approached it. Now, just to give you some context, I did cold approach women on the streets, got their numbers, went on dates. And to be honest, it was a lot of work. And I believe there's some fruit to it. I believe that there's some merit to it where men should be able to hold their conversations, go approach a woman they think is attractive, and shoot their shot, right? You miss every shot that you don't take. And I believe that men should be able to have the ability to shoot their shot when it's appropriate. Now, I was just shooting my shot because the girl was just pretty. And through conversation, I found out that it didn't last. For me, I needed substance. I needed something more to hold on to. I needed to know their values. And most of these dates just never lasted. Even when I had great chemistry with someone over a dating app and we became good friends, I just knew that if you didn't believe in God, it's a wrap, right? My values hold strong. And so during this time, I still did events. I still held these mixers and tried to build my social status, and nothing came out of it, right? I got followers, I got likes, but it didn't really give me my woman. It didn't give me what I wanted. And so I kind of gave that up. I gave that lifestyle up. I gave that lifestyle of dressing up every single day. I gave that lifestyle up of building status. And God actually gave me a different opportunity to become a dog trainer. And I went from wearing suits all day to approaching women to trying to go on dates to try to find this godly woman to talking to dogs and clients. And which is crazy, though, most of my clientele are women, and they're amazing women. They're in relationships with godly men, and I'm like, wow, this is the type of characteristics I want in my wife. And I'm so blessed that God has just used all these skills to come to this point, right? If I didn't know how to cold approach or do sales or talk to women or hold conversations, I wouldn't be able to hold a conversation with one of my clients or shift the way I talk into sales and sell the pitch and make good friends and hold friendships and minister to them, right? God uses my dog training business to minister to those who are lost, who don't know their way or they need their way back to Jesus. And God called me to use cold approaching to actually evangelize. I'm like, that's crazy. I would never thought I'll be cold approaching again, but now I'm doing this for the glory of God. And so God has been using my skills so that people know him. So how does this go into dating? I practically surrendered my life and my love life to the Lord. What does that look like? I pray to God. It's like, man, like whoever you have for me, make it so obvious that I gotta shoot my shot, right? God says that you gotta be bold, right? You gotta be patient, and you gotta be wise. But you can't be just passive. God doesn't make a passive man. God made us bold. God made us men to go to war, right? To provide for the family, to die for our wives, just like Christ died for the church. Like, that's pretty manly. That's a godly man. A godly man also produces fruit. What kind of fruit do we produce, right? Are we not only providing money and can provide for ourselves, but are we showing kindness to those that are poor, that are hungry, or lost? Can we minister them, right? It's easy to love people that love us, but can we love those that we don't really like, right? And allowing God to change our heart posture, change the way that we see things, change us to love one another. And as I continue to chase after God, and people around me like, man, how's your dating life? How's doing this? I'm like, I've gone the total opposite and rewire my brain to say, hey, I am just focusing on God. And I've already done the cold approaching. I've already done these events. I've already done things of the world. Why do I have to go back? It wasn't fruitful. It wasn't serving me. So why would I go back? And this is crazy what the enemy does. The enemy will tell us what we want. I see friends and family members going on dates, being in relationships. I have a friend that's like dating a they, them, and I love them, but the enemy just creeps in and says, hey, why don't you just lower your standards? You could be on a date right now. You could be in a relationship right now. You don't have to be lonely. You don't have to do this on your own anymore. I'm like, no. I rebuke you, Satan, you freaking devil, because I have God. Everybody around me that is in a relationship doesn't know God, doesn't know the person that can give you the abundant life that we want. Yes, it's lonely at times, but God has called me into the wilderness right now. The wilderness is not a bad thing. It's a place for me to spend time with God. It's a place for me to hear his word. We're so distracted by the world. What men have to do. This is how you should talk to a girl. This is how you should approach them. This is what men and women think about each other. This is how dating is. I'm like, no. I'm going to listen to the word of God. What did he say about becoming a husband? He doesn't talk about dating. He talks about marriage. I want to be a godly man, a godly husband. So what kind of characteristics do I need to have to be that godly husband? And that's a mindset shift I have right now. So I want to share with you a couple things and wrap this video up. Is that one, I am looking for someone who's going to help me get closer to God, right? Someone could be a Christian, but they could lead me astray. I had a girl that was dating for about a month who was a believer. She didn't like my tattoos. And she would quote scripture like Leviticus talking about you shouldn't mark your body and you shouldn't have X, Y, and Z. She was 4 years older. She put me down. I'm like, that's not respect. And I felt like I was getting further and further away from God. And that was not helpful. And I knew I had to break that out. I would have stayed knowing that, man, she's a godly woman. I should probably stay with her. But she's not. No. I could see the fruit that she produced. And I didn't want to eat it. I didn't want to eat the fruit that she was producing. There was no fruit, actually. There was nothing that I wanted from her. And so I'm looking for a woman that is going to get me closer to the Lord. And that she has a relationship with God. That's attractive. So for godly men who are chasing the Lord, look for women that are chasing the Lord. Second thing, does she serve? Does she serve the church? Does she serve her community? What kind of fruit does she produce? It's very simple. Does she complain about serving? Does she show up when people don't want to serve? Does she show up and fill in spots when people don't? Does she show up? Doesn't mean that she goes to church every single day, every single week. Does she go to small groups? Does she help out? Right? The last thing would be community. Like, I want to know what my pastor and people think about this person and give me input. Not going to be going to my own counsel and what I think. Because my mind and my heart are like, yeah, I want that baddie. No. I want to make sure that not only is she hot, but is she holy? I want to know what my pastors think. I want to know what my community thinks. And if someone has someone for me, best believe I'm going to shoot. If someone has someone for you and they introduce you to them, shoot your shot. You don't have to be scared. The worst thing they're going to say is no. And if you can't do this in your own community, you can't do this outside of a church. You can't do it in an event. Cold approaching on the street is already hard enough. Let's just do community. Find the godliest woman out there. Shoot your shot. And it might not happen. And so that's my story, and that's what I'm processing. I'm still in my single wilderness season. But I'm so glad that I can spend the time with the Lord and hear his voice and not be distracted. And that's why I'm making this video, right? If you made it this far to the video, I appreciate you. And I believe that when I do find that woman, you already know who gave me that woman. It's God. I ain't on no dating apps. I ain't cold approaching. I'm out here preaching the gospel, going to church 2 to 3 times a week, serving my community. I ain't here chasing. But when I get that call, if my pastor say, hey, I got someone for you, best believe I'm going to shoot my shot. That's what godly men should be doing. Let's serve the Lord, produce some fruit by abiding to him, stay in community, and we just keep praying. Hopefully that was helpful for you, insightful for you, and I'm excited to be posting more videos on my faith journey, what I'm going through, my struggles, to share with you to help you become a godly man. With that being said, see you in the next video.